What's going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to give you an overview of what is happening with Lucid, go over some of the data points, what shorts are doing, and what just came out from the company. Before I get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So currently down 3.39%. Unfortunately, today is a little bit more of a broader market sell-off as a result of Powell once again. And as you can see though, a lot of eyes are on Lucid. So a lot of people are taking advantage of the discounted price. So 19.18 million shares being traded, 23.3 million is the average. At the time of doing this video, there is nothing coming out from Lucid itself. So no press releases, no SEC filings, nothing like that. But unofficially, there is a lot of good things that's been, coming out, even one of which was today. So as you can see, this came out on the 19th initially, and it does say that the AMP-2 facility is going to be opening next week. And when it comes down to that, that's one thing I've really been saying over the last couple of videos is the opening ceremony and this kicking off the AMP-2 facility would be huge because essentially they need that for them to hit their 2023 targets. But the fact that we didn't really hear anything up until, essentially today that I'm going to share with you in a second, kind of had people on edge because this was supposed to have opened on September the 1st flawlessly, but with today being the 21st, I think, like I said, it did have a lot of people on edge a little bit. But based on this news right here, it does say PIF-backed Lucid Motors gets permit to operate manufacturing unit in KAEC. In here, they do talk on a ceremony. So a ceremony was organized at the authority's office in KAEC to mark the development according to a official press release. So I don't know if this is the same ceremony that Lucid was referring to in the Q2 earnings that was going to kickstart the AMP-2 facility or not. This kind of seems like a little bit more of a local thing because once again, based on Lucid's Q2 earnings, they made this sound like it was going to be a very big deal, which rightfully so. I do feel that this was going to be a fairly big catalyst. So hopefully this isn't the official news per se, and maybe that this tweet right here is accurate, that it is officially opening next week. Just maybe this was more of a kind of a local thing. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this, but regardless, this is very, very good news for Lucid. Bigger picture, as I've been saying. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. As far as a little bit of a negative that's been coming out that has people on edge once again is just maybe lackluster upcoming Q3 earnings, because it does say that there was only about 348 registrations in July. So once again, that's very, very low in comparison to expectations. And this chart right here kind of puts it in perspective on the actual production versus delivery. So in July, this is very low, even lower than Q1 of 2022. And of course, based on this though, as far as deliveries, there was going to be a lot that probably wouldn't be counted in here because within the Q2 earnings, they also did state that there's going to be a significant amount of international deliveries that didn't really make the cut in Q2. So I do feel that it's probably going to be at least double this at the very bare minimum, but that's just my own interpretation of Financial Advisor. So once again, I think this number of 348 caused a little bit more fear, but in reality, it's a little bit higher. So let me know your thoughts on that. And when it comes down to as far as a price prediction, a lot of articles oddly have been coming out giving some pretty good price predictions. So the latest being right here. So it does show at least the next 1 year out is around $16.16. And that is supposedly based on, algorithms and is showing a $20 top for, the first half of 2024. So I think in reality, that's a fairly good realistic price target, assuming that they do hit their kind of marks for the end of the year and everything else goes flawlessly. And that does also include at the AMP-2 facility that there isn't any hiccups similar to what happened at the AMP-1 facility. So once again, let me know your thoughts on that. As far as some data points from today with the sell-off underway, unfortunately, I'll give you an overview. So currently $1.35 million in calls being purchased versus $2.35 million in puts. So based on this information, people are anticipating for it to trend down. So once again, that is something for you to kind of just watch for in reality. Over and above that though, as far as looking at some of the big transactions, these are all the transactions that have occurred on the secondary market over $100,000. And like I mentioned, there is a significant amount of volume that is happening today, and largely from the dark pool as well. So both exchanges are kind of hot, a little bit more active than what it normally has been over the last little bit. And as you can tell, the majority is always during power hour anyways. So I'll give you an overview of what shorts are doing, because of course, when it comes down to dark pool, it's very much linked to shorting. So I'll give you an overview of that. So short score is currently 77, utilization is 91.71%. And as far as this, shorts are increasing 3.16 million shares. So the way I interpret this information, them increasing their position on a red day does show that it's justified and that they do see a little bit more downside coming. So once again, if you kind of match that with the actual options data, it's both bearish, unfortunately, but 26.24% of the free float is being shorted. And as I've said in the past, 26% on a company that actually does produce a very good vehicle is just absolutely crazy. So that's something just to kind of consider. There might be a squeeze coming if there is a good surprise, something for you to just watch for. But 217.16 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is going up a little bit, so that is 10.01%. So let me know your thoughts on that. One thing that we have not also heard from is the whole Aston Martin. They did have their shareholder meeting on the 19th, and they were going to be unveiling and talking on, I guess, the whole essential agreement between Aston Martin and Lucid and what that would entail. And as of right now, there hasn't really been any news coming out about that. So that might be coming down the pipeline fairly soon. But as far as where things might be going from here, with it currently at $5.26, it is right now between this S3 and this S2. So it's not really faring that well in comparison to a lot of other growth stocks. But like I've signaled, that 550 range was one point to really watch for. And unfortunately, with Powell and everything else, it didn't really stand too good of a chance, unfortunately. So as it stands right now, 550 is going to be that very strong resistance now, and vice versa, $4.85 is going to be that very strong support. And I've done a couple of videos in the past, and maybe I'll do a dedicated video tomorrow about this. But when it comes down to Lucid and being sub $5, worst case scenario, that is kind of problematic and might actually result in Lucid doing and needing to do a reverse stock split. But that might be a little bit more premature to talk on. Let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comments below. And as far as looking at this data, momentum shows number of retail investors are getting out. So I think the market clearly has scared off a lot of individuals. Stochastic is currently at 7, a little bit more of a bearish sentiment right now, but it is considered oversold. So I think right now Lucid is just getting completely pounded a little bit more unnecessarily and overdone, if you ask me, especially based on this news right here. This news is very good for Lucid. So once again, I think that Lucid is just dropping the ball a little bit coming from their PR, because the majority of stuff that's been coming out has been unofficial stuff, whereas Lucid hasn't actually done a official PR since August 8th. So I think they are dropping the ball. Lucid does need to pick that up, especially considering this news right here is very good news, like I've already said. So once again, let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comments below. Hopefully, because of this, you are going to get a little bit more analyst ratings kind of reviewing Lucid. And as you can see, the last being was about 3 days ago, a $6 price target from RBC Capital. And Tom does have a 46% success rating. So once again, let me know your thoughts on that. If you are looking for a lot of good compiled information, such as this, upcoming analyst forecasts for earnings, and also Morningstar reports, short selling, everything under the sun, take advantage of the link in the description below and also the comments to sign up for all this information for completely free. And also, while I'm on here, Morningstar report does show the fair market value being $8.37. But beside that, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And one final thing, take advantage of this promo that I've been sharing with you. Sign up for an account, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock can be valued at $2,000. So this is a very good promo, only up until September the 30th. So link in the description below and also the comments to both Moomoo and Interactive Brokers. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching, and let's all make a ton of money on Lucid.